I found myself cruising through the countryside of the Eastern Free State, heading towards the quaint little town of Lindley, wondering what on earth I had let myself in for. I didn't have that much time to think about it, because Lindley is only 2.5 hours away from Johannesburg. The phone call had said something about shooting guns, horses, British soldiers, and a reenactment of the yeomanry battle which occurred at Lindley during the Boer War. In this particular battle, the Boers won. Like many South Africans, my personal ancestry stems from a mixture of British and Afrikaans blood, so I can't take sides. But I do know that in the Free State, many a glass is lifted to the toast of God straf Engeland, which means God punish England. I remember wondering whether there was any lasting bitterness.
Actually, it all happened over a nice glass of wine one evening here back about 2 or 3 months ago in Lindley. And Johan on that side has put this together as a good trial run. And the idea is to go full blast next year.
To remember history. A lot of them might say, it happened 100 years ago, 130 years ago, it doesn't matter. It played a part in your history. Each person, you as an individual, it played a part, and you should take it up.
You drive past these little towns and areas just to get to your final destination, which normally don't include these little towns. And in fact, a lot has happened in its immediate surroundings and in towns. A lot of stories, battlefields, lots of history.
Wel, dit is kultuur, geskiedenis. Maar dit bly geskiedenis tot in lengte van dae. Ons moet dit so hou.
Since I've been in the group, my whole respect for the British forces, the Boers, the Zulus, and all the other African tribes as well has deepened.
And the idea is to bring the entire community involved. Also have this as a method and a way of getting to know each other and actually bringing, both sides or the entire community, the black people, colored people, the white people, to all participate in this event.
It's really worthwhile. It creates spirit in small towns. I'm from Dundee, a small town.
From our history and our past, we've got to learn these lessons and take it forward to prevent these things from happening. And I think that is perhaps the more philosophical answer or intention of this whole episode, because it's actually these graveyards of the past that is the milestones of the future. And we all want to forget everything and ignore everything. At the end of the day, we have to enter those spaces again to learn from the lessons, because war in itself is a barbaric act.
This is what happened all those years ago. During May 1900, the Anglo-Boer War had been in progress for 7 months. Bloemfontein had been annexed, and Lord Roberts was approaching the Vaal River. On Friday, 25th May 1900, Lieutenant Colonel B. Spragg and the 13th Battalion of the Imperial Yeomanry, consisting of 468 men, was urgently dispatched to Lindley, carrying few supplies, to assist General Henry Colville. According to the diary of Norman Reckitt, they did not even have time to pitch tents, and the veldt was covered in frost at night during the early onset of winter. On Sunday, the 27th of May 1900, when Lieutenant Spragg arrived in Lindley, Colville had left the town. Boer snipers fired on the troops arriving in town, and Lieutenant Spragg retreated to a plateau 1 kilometer west of the 2 hills fated to bear the name of his battalion. On Saturday, the 28th of May, the Boer attack intensified under the leadership of Michiel Prinsloo. Lieutenant Spragg and his troops desperately tried to entrench themselves on and around the 2 hills, but the rock-laden terrain is unyielding. To dig a grave, according to Reckitt, takes all night long.
Kaptein Keith en Korporaal Gelpen is op hierdie selfde plek doodgeskiet maandagmiddag, die 28ste, en ook 'n hele paar op die ander koppie. Hulle grafte is in die nag gegrawe.
On Sunday, the 30th of May, During the evening, General Piet de Wet arrived with 4 Krupp 75mm cannons and 2 37mm Maxim Vickers, known as pom-poms.
Toe hy nou daar in die onderkant die koppie staan, toe hoor hy 'n gerammel van swaar wiele. En hy sien toe die beweging bo op Platrand, dis daar die rand waar die kanonne inkom.
This was Piet de Wet's last battle on the side of the Boers. He later joined the British. It is estimated that 2,000 Boers took part in the battle.
En maandagoggend het die geveg begin.
On Monday, the 31st of May, the British troops were pounded mercilessly and the Boers attacked the southern hill. The British troops retreated to the northern hill, where a panic-stricken corporal raised the white flag, resulting in a chain of events ending in their surrender.
Toe die bomme nou te erg word, toe een van die korporals, hy sê nie wat is sy van nie, dis nou jammer. Sy senuwees het hom in die steek gelaat. Toe hy sy sakdoek aan die bajonet vasgebind en die vlag opgesteek.
Casualties on the British side were 7 officers and 73 soldiers, of whom 25 were killed. Boer commanders from Lindley, Bethlehem and Smithfield suffered 30 killed and 40 wounded. Well, that's the story. My worries about animosity from the past being acted out in the present were unfounded. Half of the Dundee diehards playing the part of the yeomanry were Afrikaans, and many of the Boer commando were English. Driving back to the city, in the afterglow of the spell of relaxation that Lindley always casts on me, I found myself touched by the respect shown to these men from the past, their suffering and sacrifice honored by the living. It would be wonderful if sponsors could be found, and this could become an annual event. If this were to happen, I would be able to echo the famous words of General MacArthur: I shall return.